Hey guys, what is up? Kamikaze Ikun here, and tonight I'm going to be showing you guys one of my favorite consoles to collect for, the Sega Dreamcast. This system here in the United States came out $99.99. What a great freaking retail, tactic, ploy to get this system out. Ever since the eventual failure of the Sega Saturn, Sega had to do something different with their consoles. And of course, this is one of the two Sega Dreamcast systems that I currently own. Now, unfortunately, I never got into this system growing up, and it's a real shame because this system had a ton of really great games and accessories that went with it, and it makes it very collectible. I love this console to death. So guys, I'm going to be showing you some of the accessories that came with this, some of the games, but before we do that, hit that subscribe button down below, give it a big thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so that you guys will be able to check out every single video I drop every week. So let's get to this video. I'm trying something different too with these videos now. I'm not wearing my glasses because the lights that I have here are reflecting off them, and you're getting these really weird little circular things going on there with my glasses. So let's get right down to it. Let's check out these accessories. Let's check out these games. Alright guys, now before we get to the games, I want to show you some of the crazy controllers that I have for this system. Now, originally the Dreamcast came with this controller, which was kind of weird at the time because the cord came out of the bottom there, but the reason for that was because you could stick these little parts here called VMUs into the top of the controller. You would just insert them on the top like that, and normally if this was plugged in, it would beep, it would light up, and it would show you, like a little image of whatever game you were playing, or sometimes even you could, from the system itself, load different kinds of images like squids, smiley faces, and it was really unique to this system. I don't think any other console did this at the time. And of course, there are a lot of other various controllers. They really went the iMac route with these controllers. There's like the see-through lime green controller. I've got this other one here too that is it's a see-through blue controller. And then I don't know if this is either a Japanese controller or an off-brand controller, but they even made a pink controller for the Sega Dreamcast. Really cool stuff here. Also, they even did that with their VMUs. Like there's a little black one here, lime green, and of course a matching blue one, which is my favorite controller. I think it just looks really cool when you're playing this. And then they even went the Nintendo route and built their own rumble accessory for the controller. And for any of you that were fans of like Phantasy Star Online, they made these specifically for Phantasy Star Online so you could have more than one save on a VMU. This one I think was like twice the capacity of the original. These things were freaking awesome. Again, I never got to play these when they came out, but I've tried these things out too, and I'm like, some of the block requirements that these games had were absolutely crazy, out of control, but this thing was a lifesaver. So now guys, let's get on to the games. Let's go see what you guys have been here waiting for. Alright guys, now we're getting into the thick of it. I'm going to show you guys all the games that I have, the demo discs, everything that I have in my collection. As of right now, I believe I have about 28 games and 12 demo discs for this system, which is absolutely crazy, but I kind of went on a spree and decided to buy every single demo disc that came from the official Sega magazine. And I'm going to show these off to you guys. These things are neat little time capsules. I mean, yeah, some of these, they're just mostly videos, but some of them do have games on them too. And I thought these were really cool, especially when you are introducing somebody to the Dreamcast for the very first time And I had even done a test stream a few weeks ago, and these are what I was using to test my Sega Dreamcast with the, well, not the new capture card, but it's an older one that would use the actual video signal that this thing outputs. And man, we had a blast. We had an absolute blast using that thing. Because, like I said, there's just such a huge variety of games that came with this system. And, like, if you were into pretty much any kind of game that exists, or any type of game that exists, this game, like, it nailed it on so many levels. So I'm going to show you guys a few of the sports games that I have for the system. We have WWF Royal Rumble, NFL Blitz, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Dave Mirra BMX, Ready to Rumble Boxing, and of course, Ready to Rumble Boxing 2. Now, while I'm not necessarily the biggest sports fans, one of the biggest sports fans, sorry, I don't know, my English is all over the place today. I actually really enjoy a lot of these games too, especially the Ready to Rumble boxing games. So now let's get on to some of the more common games for the system. We have 102 Dalmatians, Shadow Man, Grand Theft Auto 2, Tokyo Drift Racing, Silver, which is a pseudo-interesting RPG. I honestly, for the price that it's going for though, I really wouldn't recommend this, but if you find this one in the wild, definitely check it out. Unreal Tournament, Vigilante 8, Hydro Thunder, and of course, who could forget Four Wheel Thunder? Now this next stack of games, these are the Sega published games. Some of these are absolute bangers. Like these ones are some of the games that you absolutely should have for the system. Besides this one here, this is not a very good conversion of some of the classic Sega games that came out before this. The sound emulation is just absolute garbage, but if you are to get this game solely for Virtual Cop 2. This Virtual Cop 2 on this is an absolute blast. I loved playing it. The sound was actually really good, whereas like everything else on this for some reason sounds like nails on a chalkboard. I don't understand how they could have messed that one up. But here we have Sonic Adventure, Choo Choo Rocket, Phantasy Star Online, Crazy Taxi, Jet Grind Radio, Sega Rally, and who could forget Shenmue? This is a just awesome RPG, guys. If you've not yet played this, this is probably one of the most affordable, probably one of the better RPGs that you're going to find on this system. If you have not picked this up, good lord, pick this game up. It is incredible. Now I'm going to show you guys the last 3 games in my collection. These ones I felt were the games that really stood out, and these are games that I personally feel like are some of the best games on the console that it has to offer. The first, of course, being House of the Dead 2. Now I know the Dreamcast came out with with its own gun. I believe it's only in Japan though, because of the school shooting that happened around the time this system came out. They were like, we don't want to be associated with guns or anything of that sort. But I do believe Mad Catz made a gun for the Sega Dreamcast. But you know what? You could play this with a controller and it's perfectly fine. Next, we have Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now, there's also a port of this on the PlayStation 2 called Code Veronica X, which adds more story and more content, but they ramped up the difficulty on that game to the point where, like, it's, for me anyway, for more of the hardcore fans, they might actually enjoy that version more, but I actually enjoy this port more just because it's so much easier for me to play. I've not yet finished Code Veronica though. I believe I've gotten to the second disc. I've gotten to Chris. Please don't ruin the ending for me, guys, because at some point I do plan on going back to that game. And finally, one of my favorite games on this console has to be Soul Calibur. Yes, I know it's like, well, it's not necessarily the first Soul Calibur game out. To me, personally, it's one of my absolute favorites. Like, just the combat, the system, everything really works for this game, and it still really holds up today. So I want to thank you guys for sticking by to the very end of this video, staying with me, checking out all these games that I have in my collection. I really appreciate this, guys, because I mean, I love showing this stuff to you guys. I love going and watching your videos and seeing what games I don't have in my collection yet. So thank you again, guys, and until next time, thank you for watching.